All right, y'all. We are live on this beautiful Wednesday, Thursday morning. Blessings to everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah, as Bitcoin is pumping straight to 100K. Let me see a blue candle, baby. Oh my goodness, guys. This changes everything. This really changes everything. This changes everything, guys. This changes everything. Sheesh. As usual, guys, if we can get 1,000 likes within the first half hour, we will be giving away $1,000. So make sure to smash up the dang likes, guys. And make sure to go follow me on Twitter. All right. At Jason_Casper. All right, let's see if we can't get the followers up. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now as Bitcoin is at the euphoric $99.5 thousand level. Shout out to J-Boy Bullish. Shout out to the Dusty Hunt. Shout out to Oliver Closehoff. Like the stream to see Bitcoin surpass 100K. Shout out to Preparing for War. As soon as we got in that wick, I jumped in short. Might head back now to sweep the lows, I think. Let's see what happens. Definitely some volatility incoming. Shout out to Mad Mega Dog. Good morning, folks. Shout out to Aziz Ula. Hey, Jason. Well, hey to you. Shout out to Kyle Schumann. Shout out to me. Shout out to Investment Time. Shout out to HFG. What is going on, bro? God bless you, my man. Shout out to Peter Poor. Good morning. Shout out to Tina D. Good morning. Shout out to y'all in the dang chat as the Bitcoin price is closing in on $100,000. We know very, very key psychological level of resistance, $100,000. This is absolutely crazy. Why is this so crazy? Shout out to Kespo. God bless you, man. Shout out to Fred. Shout out to Nee. You have a short open for 2 hours. Okay, look, I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm just going to do some analysis, all right? You can see right now I'm up right now 30 grand plus another 10 grand. I'm up 40 grand right now on these juicy long trades. As Bitcoin is getting a slight bit of a retracement here, we go to the 1 minute time frame. And you can see we're getting a little bit of some downside after that last poke to the upside. All right, we're going to be jumping into the charts. It's very, very important. Very, very important stuff. All right, make sure to like the stream. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Oh my goodness. This is nuts. We're going to be talking about it. Let's pop on over here to TradingView. Take a quick look at what we got. So first of all, monthly market Cipher B looking juicy right now. Looks like we're about to get a green dot. All right, looks like we're like right here, guys. We're like right here. That place before the big liftoff. We go down to the 2-week market Cipher B. In 3 days and 13 hours, we will confirm a green dot as the VWAP has already crossed over the zero line. We go to our weekly chart. Obviously, as we know, we've confirmed the hidden bullish divergence here, which has led to 4 weeks of upside. We come to our 4-day, our 3-day, our 2-day, and would you look at this, guys? Look at this. We're playing a game of red dot, green dot. We're playing a game of red dot, green dot right here. Looks like we're going to get a retracement from key resistance, but now we're printing a green dot. We go to the daily time frame. Money flow thickening. This momentum wave looks like it has more upside. We go to the 4-hour time frame. This is where things get very interesting, guys. This is where things get very, very interesting. Because as we know, the Bitcoin price had come up to a very important area of resistance last week. We came up to none other than the Fibonacci Golden Pocket retracement confluence with the macro high volume node of all this price action. All right. Now look at this. We did get a pullback from here. Slight pullback. We were unable even to make a lower low so far. Unable to make a lower low. But watch this. As we reject from the key area of resistance and we come down to this area, we actually see something very bullish happening right here in this box, which is the fact that if we zoom in here, we can see that we had this mini sideways range with our highs right around this area here and our lows right around this area here. And what happened here is we had a chickens drinking water pattern, right? We basically stopped out everybody with a wick. The chickens drank water. And then if we look at market Cipher B, this is the bullish thing that happened. We have a bullish divergence here on the 4-hour time frame with the momentum and even the money flow getting higher over time. This is a very, very bullish pattern known as the uneven butt cheek pattern. You have a very juicy butt cheek on the left, a very skinny butt cheek on the right. The left is full of gravy and ravioli. The right is full of kale and iceberg lettuce. The left is full of ricotta cheese, mozzarella cheese, pecorino romano cheese. The right is filled with nutritional yeast flakes for a cheese substitute. Very bullish. All right, and here's the thing. You got to think to yourself, when you have a left butt cheek full of high-fat foods, you know, those are lots of lipids. And lipids are lubricators. And they lubricate the chamber of the gun to fire off that bullet through the chamber. BAM! To blast us off to a new all-time high. Very bullish. And what's crazy is we saw a 4-hour bullish div in this range without even taking out the macro lows of the range. Very interesting stuff. Now, as we're getting a move to the upside here, and in my opinion, this is a very nice bottom signal on the 4-hour, right? A local bottom signal on the 4-hour. Look at this. We have gotten now a big break and a strong 4-hour candle close above our key level. Okay? This is so important right now because we have 3 days for the weekly candle to close. And if we can close now a weekly candle above 97,000, I expect a new all-time high. This really does change my bias, right? I was looking for that pullback from the POC because it was resistance. We were seeing some bearish signs, but then we see a bullish sign right here and a strong push. Okay, so we got to watch this weekly candle here because this weekly candle, a close above this white line here around 97,000 is very, very bullish. Very bullish. Okay, it's extremely bullish. And I'm not trying to be ultra bullish. I'm not trying to be a moon boy. I'm literally just taking it level to level here. We come above the value area low of the range, and we say this is very bullish. We're looking for 97K. We come to 97K, I say I'm looking for a pullback, and I'm looking to come back for a retest. The only way I'll get bullish is if we reclaim 97K. Well, we're reclaiming 97K, and so our next level is like 105K. We get sucked up there like a magnet. Now, what else makes this so significant is now that we're above 97K, what used to be important resistance is now going to be important support. Just like how when we're above 90K, what used to be important resistance was important support. Now this is going to be important support. So we need to reorient ourselves. Like, what do we consider low and what do we consider high? For me right now, coming back down into this box is going to be a place where we can look for continued upside. In fact, we take our Fibonacci retrace from the low to the high. You can see our Fibonacci golden pocket is just right below that box right there. All right, very, very interesting stuff. Very bullish looking. And yeah, on the high turn time frame, guys, this is pretty dang bullish. And I went through yesterday in my live stream reasons why I have to be macro bullish right now. Reasons why I am expecting new all-time highs. And this is just one more thing right now that's making me bullish, okay? Now, you might be saying, Jason, why are you so bullish at the top? Look, is this really the top? And I'll tell you why I'm bullish and why I don't think I'm being irresponsibly bullish here. I'll tell you why I don't think I'm being irresponsibly bullish. All right, let's just go through everything, all the evidences of why this is such a bullish chart right now. All right, we've got ourselves the macro bull market trend line. All right, from the exact low following out for the past 2 years, we come down, we bounce from it. All right, when we bounce from it, we are printing a very bullish sign on market Cipher B on the weekly time frame. This signal, the green dot hidden bullish divergence, we've only had it now 3 times in the bull run. Every single time it marks the higher low before the breakout to a new higher high. We've had it 3 times now. This is the 3rd time. The trend is your friend until the end of the trend. Right? When we go to our 4-day time frame, as we are bouncing from the trend line, we are seeing on market Cipher B extremely bullish divergence. Right? We're seeing the uneven butt cheek pattern printing on these high time frames. As the weekly is printing a hidden bullish divergence, the 4-day, the 2-day, the 1-day printing regular bullish divergences. Now we're getting, we saw money flow cross on the daily here. We saw a bearish divergence, which looks like it's about to get invalidated. And now we're seeing, even on the low time frames, as Bitcoin's trying to get a pullback. It's so bullish that we're printing very bullish signals at the highs. I mean, this is crazy. Think about this. We are printing a 4-hour bullish divergence at the highs. That's very rare. And 4-hour bullish divergences are very powerful signals. I mean, for me, this is like a swing trade signal. You know, they're rare. When's the last time we saw a major 4-hour bull div? It was right down here. And some people might consider this a bull div as well. But you can see these 4-hour bullish divs are no joke, right? We get one here, and we end up with, you know, 16 days of upside. And we end up with a 15% pump. This second one pretty much marked the exact low. When was the last time we saw a nice 4-hour bull div? They're rare. All right. We saw one down here. It led to a 12% pump. They're pretty rare. So look, we're seeing one happening. It just happened yesterday right now. And it's happening in the context of much more bullish things than what we saw up here, right? We're printing bearish divergences up here. And the 4-hour market cipher divergence gave us 15% pumps. Now we're printing bullish divs here, right? Then we have to recognize the fact that not only are we seeing these high time frame bullish signals, but there's one major level, in my opinion, that is the line in the sand between pumping and dumping, and that's $97,000. Why? Because this is the place where the majority of the volume has been traded in the past 6 months. In the past half year, most buying and selling of Bitcoin happened here at $97,000. And if this was the top, the most likely place for a lower high to come in would be at the Fibonacci Golden Pocket, confluence with that high volume node. Now that the majority of the volume is below us, that's bullish. That's bullish. It means the market has determined that we want to trade Bitcoin at higher prices, because when we come to fair value, instead of people getting out of their positions to try and break even, they're like, man, I want some more dang Bitcoin. We'll buy the dip, because fair value, what used to be fair value, that ain't no fair value no more. We're going to come to the top of the fair value zone at 105,000. So let's talk about some high time frame targets here. Obviously, $105,000 is going to be a major target for Bitcoin. But if we take our fib from the high to the low, and we go ahead and put on our 786, we've also got 102.3. So I'm going to mark this zone out here as our next resistance area to be aware of, where we would expect a little consolidation. But I wouldn't be surprised if we get sucked up within the next few days to 102,000, honestly. Let's go down to some lower time frames. Let's check out our 1-hour market cipher B. We have some slight bear div here without money flow getting lower. Let's check out our 24-minute. 24-minute, some slight bear div without money flow getting lower. Locally, let's go to our 12. Man, the 12-minute money flow is looking pretty dang thick here. I'd say we have another push to the upside, man. I'd say we have another push to the upside. We might get a pullback here, but I'm actually looking for a bounce in another high right now. But all things considered here. All things considered. All right. Is Jason too bullish? Maybe he is. Maybe he is. But look, it's rare that I come out with a strong bias on the market. Okay? I'm usually very neutral. But ever since we started printing this green dot back here in the 80s, I've been extremely bullish. And I've been cautiously looking for a pullback, but nonetheless, I've been bullish. And so far, we have not seen a pullback, which is pretty dang bullish. Now, let's take a look at some other things here. We have ourselves the trend line of resistance, right? I just want to show you this potential bump and run pattern that we're breaking out of. This is significant because when we look at these highs, okay, let's just analyze this for a second here. Let's just analyze the rest of this here. What do you guys notice? Because we've already pretty much taken out everything, right? What do you notice about this here? It's a very sloppy, very unclear market structure falling channel. What does this mean? This means it will be very easy to short squeeze these highs here. Because when you have sloppy, choppy market structure like this, it means there are lots of stop losses layered here. And as the price pumps, it wrecks the shorts, it stops them out, and it causes a cascade effect. Boom. And what happens is, especially in crypto, it happens to the downside as well. When people see that the price is pumping and it's shorts getting stopped out that are causing the pump, people also start to buy, which puts money into the market, which exacerbates the effect of the pump. All right. Now, again, it's very rare that we see these weekly signals. Typically, people get bullish at the top when the time frames are topping out, right? There were a lot of people bullish up here. Now, again, the sentiment overall in the crypto space was pretty bearish in my opinion. But up here, I did have a lot of people calling me saying, Jason, should I buy Bitcoin now? And I said, no, you should wait. But look, right now this is not a time to be bearish in my opinion. Can we get a pullback? Of course. But if we're holding above 97,000, let's just take this objectively. I know, especially those of us in crypto, it's so easy to want to be bearish a lot. It's easy to want to be bearish a lot as a trader because we've all been jaded by being bullish too much in the past. We've been jaded by being bullish at the top, all right? But when in doubt, zoom it out. Our monthly time frame looking bullish. Our 2-week time frame about to confirm a signal, which the last time this signal printed, guys, which is thicker money flow, trigger wave, we ended up with a pump of 88% from the time that thing confirmed. All right, the time before that it confirmed was right here. This symbolizes the breakout of the range to the next all-time high, in my opinion. And of course, I could be wrong. The trend is your friend until the end. But if the trend is up and we see all these signs, we should, in my opinion, we should definitely be expecting and leaning more towards a new high to come in, right? It's pretty crazy. But look, yesterday FOMC was kind of a flop. Nothing really happened. He didn't say a dang thing. He did not say a dang thing, in my opinion. Not at all. It was so funny. They asked him so many questions. He's like, well, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to take a look at the data. Well, I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We don't really know right now. But in general, I'd say this is our line in the sand, our key level right here. All right? It's pretty crazy. It is pretty dang crazy. Now, I got to give a major shout to ANTARCTIC Exchange. Right now, decentralized exchange. If you want to trade Bitcoin and altcoins with the lowest fees, check out ANTARCTIC. Link in the description of the video. 0% limit order fees, 0.01% market order fees. This is a decentralized exchange. All right, so basically you hold your money on your own hot wallet or cold wallet, and there's no chance of hacks or getting your account frozen, and there's no market makers. It's peer-to-peer liquidity pool. Check out the white paper to see how everything works. You yourself can become a market maker and benefit off other people's liquidations. If you're trading on the exchange, you own the exchange, you get paid in fees. We all own it together. We all benefit from other people's blunders and other people's fees. That's what makes this exchange so great. All right, also check out BloFin. BloFin right now is offering 10% cash back, VIP level fees, $1,000 future bonus. As far as KYC exchanges go, BloFin is one of the places I love to trade. Also, BITUNIX, guys. BITUNIX is another KYC free exchange that I am going to be trading on as well. 20% cash back, a whole bunch of good stuff over on BITUNIX. Check it out. Also, check out the Casper Crew VIP Discord, where we gave the long setup from 86. We gave the long setup from 93 in advance. And this is the community where myself and other instructors are doing live streams multiple times a day, giving you our low and high time frame perspectives, trade setups for multiple assets, multiple markets, the most thriving trading community in the world. Links to all this in the description. And one last thing, guys, I am in the process of releasing a free trading course. So if you go to the Jason Casper YouTube channel, go to playlists. All right, we've got ourselves a free trading course. All right, free trading course. Check it out. All right, you don't want to miss it. We've got, obviously you can see we've got more videos coming out later on this week, but there's going to be 18 videos in total. And yeah, it's totally free. So check it out if you're interested in learning all this stuff that we're talking about here so you can get to these juicy trade entries. And let's see how many likes we got in the house. 190 likes with 900 watchers. Man, that's crazy because, well, man, if everyone likes the video, we'll be super close to doing a $1,000 giveaway. But I understand that people don't like money, and that's okay. Shout out to Preparing for War. Called it yesterday. 99.5 more likely before taking the lows. All right, fake everyone out. Front run 100K. Come down, take the lows. Wreck all the top longers, and then pump. Yeah, so shout out to Preparing for War. Here's the thing, guys. Just because we're pumping doesn't mean we should long now, right? I would never in a million years enter a long trade at this price. You have to wait for a setup. Jason, if you're bullish, why do you say no long? This is a question I always get. People, they scoff at me. They say, Jason, you imbecile. You're bullish, but you say you wouldn't long. No, I wouldn't long here. Why? Because if I were to long here, I'm literally longing after a giant pump the past 2 days, a 7% move. I need to wait for a setup if I'm going to take a long trade. All right? I'm bullish. That means if we get a pullback, if we get a setup, I'm interested in the trade. If you notice, the setups we give in the Casper crew for longs, we're always looking for a pullback. Right? Why? Because it gives us a good risk to reward ratio. When we have a setup, it gives us a clearly defined entry, a clearly defined stop loss, and a clearly defined target. So that we have a reference point to say, I'm buying low, I'm selling high, I know where to get out if I'm wrong, and I know exactly how much money I'm risking if I'm wrong. I know exactly how much money I'm making if I'm right. This is very important stuff. Very, very important stuff. Because if you don't have that, you're basically gambling. Where am I going to be wrong if I long right now? Where would I be wrong? I mean, where would the stop loss go? It would have to be like an 8% stop loss if I was going to be honest with the market structure. Maybe I could say, you know, a 4% stop loss. But for me, that's pretty crazy because a 4% stop loss, even if we're going for the all-time highs, even though we know we have resistance at 105K, it's still, I'm only risking 1 to make 2.5. That's really not worth it. And technically speaking, 105K is our resistance. I'm risking 1 to make 1.5. It's not worth it. We should wait until we get some kind of a setup. Maybe we can come back down to retest 97K, and then we have a setup where we have something like this, right? Where now, for the same target, we're risking 1 to make 4.5. That's the way you got to approach these charts, man. If you're going based on your feelings and based on your emotion because we get a big pump, you're going to get wrecked. But here's the thing. The market's like a drug dealer, all right? That first time you long the top, you're going to triple your account in one trade, baby. The first time you long, the market's going to give you that first high for free, all right? You know, you can give that. You just start leverage trading. You know, you've been spot trading for a while. You go to your broker. Your broker's like, hey man, you ever mess around with that leverage stuff? You're like, nah. Broker's like, here man, here. I'll give you this 100x trade for free. You let me know if you like it, all right? You take the trade, boom, 200K, making $500,000 in one trade, long in the top on leverage, right? Now you're going to spend the rest of your life chasing that first high, slowly losing every penny that you have because you're trying to chase the price, all right? And now the market maker, aka your drug dealer, is getting rich off of your addiction, all right? So we don't want to mess with that. We want to wait for those setups, all right? We want to wait for those juicy setups. And they're going to come, baby. They're going to come. They are going to come. You know, right now I'd have to say this. Right now I'd have to say this, if we can smash up the likes to do a giveaway. Obviously right now, $97,000 is going to be major support. This is a game changer, guys. Holding above 97 is a real game changer right now. Let's try and mark some supports on the way down in the event of a pullback. All right, we always need to be pulling our fibs. Always, always. So 84 is still a key level. 90,000 is still a very key level. All right. Let's go ahead and pull another fib from the most recent low. Yeah, so I would say this, guys. If I was looking for a setup here on the high time frames, it's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. We're looking for the back test of 97, or we're looking for the back test of 90,000. These are the two places right now, based on all things considered, the market structure, that I would be looking for a nice swing long trade. All right, swing long trade number one, coming from this back test here up to 105,000 and potentially the new all-time high. Swing long number two would be coming down to back test like 90,000, that value area low support resistance flip, target 105, and potentially new all-time highs. These would be my two setups right now that I would be waiting for. Why these two levels? Because when you strip down all the noise and you go to these high-term time frames, the levels that matter the most are going to be the volume and fib confluences. And right here, we have volume and Fibonacci lining up perfectly. And right here, we have volume and Fibonacci lining up perfectly. And it also lines up perfectly with just the historic, even if we took all these dang lines off the chart here, right? If you were to show this chart to like a kid, even that the kid would be able to tell you, hey, look at this. Wow, would you look at this? This line was the bottom, and then it was the top, and now so we should be looking for it to be the bottom again, right? You just have these areas where prices historically found the sticking point. So that's where you want to look. Same with this level. This has been the high volume node. We can see just it's always flipping support. It's resistance, support, resistance, resistance, support, support, consolidation. You can just see on the chart, this is where the price finds the sticking point. These are the big levels that you want to look for. All right. Obviously, if you're a scalper, then you can do things in smaller ranges. But, you know, if we're looking at the high-term time frame stuff, this is it. Okay. Now, technically speaking, I do have to say our target here, given the fact that we have a bump and run pattern, something like this, the breakout of this, our target is technically the highest. Our technical target, yes, we have resistance at 105, but technically when we break out of a bump and run pattern like this, you target a new high, right? You target a new high. So we could really be looking for new highs up here. All right. New highs, $112,000 to $115,000. All right. All right, we got a super chat in the house. Shout out to M Freeze. What's going on, M Freeze, bro? Good to see you in the YouTube channel, man. What about a juicy schlong? Look, if you're in a short right now from the front run of 100K, that's great. And you know, obviously, I'm always myself looking for shorts, always. So there's a few areas I'd be looking for shorts. The first area that I'm really interested in shorting is going to be this right here. All right, we've got ourselves 101.4 to 102.4. This zone right here, what makes this so enticing? We have a daily order block there, and we have the 786. And then, of course, the next level is going to be a $105,000 value area high, where we also have a daily level. These are two areas where I'm absolutely looking for shorts. Now, something else to be aware of, there is the potential that, like right now, as we're taking the high at 99.5, we get a chickens drinking water pattern, aka a swing failure pattern, and get a pullback from here. All right, this is a place where there's liquidity. Of course, you know, we've closed 3 1-hour candles above the level. It would be more of like a failed auction, a slow chickens drinking water. Shout out to Crypto Scarface. Good morning, y'all. But this is a potential for a pullback too. I have not taken a short from this area. I would prefer Well, I wasn't there when this happened, but we still haven't even lost the level yet, so maybe I will short it. But right now, I'm feeling like I want to come a little bit higher here, and I want to wait until New York opens before I make a decision on opening up a fresh short. But yeah, always juicy schlongs. And if anyone doesn't know what a schlong is, it means you're long and you're short at the same time. As basically, well, I don't have to go into it, but it's a great way to trade psychologically. But yeah, but faux show, those are some areas of resistance that we have above us. Shout out to my man M Freeze with the super chat. Shout out to Crypto Scarface with the super chat. Crypto Owl says 92K incoming. 92K incoming. It could be, right? So look, like we're talking about waiting for a setup. Right now, the most local long trade setup that I see, that I would be interested in. When I say local, I'm still talking a little high term time frame, right? Because this is the 4-hour chart. But we have the liquidity of all these longs that have been longing since right around the 24th of April. And so something, because, you know, the market makers will wreck as many people as possible. So if you have a fake out, we could shoot for 105. Basically wreck all these longs with bullish divergence down here. Like, look, a level don't mean a peak if it ain't got no cheek. All right, that's what my grandmother's the one who taught me how to trade Bitcoin. She's been trading Bitcoin since the 30s, the 1930s. Back in the day, every transaction was done pencil and paper. All right, the SHA-256 algorithm. You should have seen the stacks of notebooks. It was crazy, man. And back in those days, if someone stole the notebooks, they could change the blockchain. All right, it was crazy. I'm glad we live in the technological age. She said it don't mean a peak if it ain't got no cheek. All right, so we take a look at these levels here. What I would want to see, if we're coming down toward 92 or $90,000, I would really want to see market cipher B looking like this. And it looks like it would, right? We get another drive of bull div like that, another drive of butt cheek. Yeah, that's what I would like to see. Something that keeps me super bullish right now, honestly, is the fact that we saw the uneven butt cheek pattern right here. It looks pretty bottomy to me. I mean, even on the 1 hour, look at how beautiful that bullish div pattern. We got the pig nipple pattern coming in right here, right? The pig nipple pattern. Where you got like the mommy pig with all her little teats down there, getting higher and higher over time. In fact, let's see. Can we pull up a pig nipples? Yeah, let's see here. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. The pig nipple pattern on market cipher B. All right. Wow. That's bullish, man. That is bullish. The PNP, the pig nipple pattern, the PNP got me feeling like a bull. All right. Let's take a quick look at the order flow and see what's happening here. We got slight bear div on market cipher B. I would wait and see until New York opens. That's going to be a big one. Whoa! All right, let's look at this together. Let's look at this together. Smash up the likes, guys. Man, people don't like the to like the video, I guess. That's okay. All right, here we go. Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness. So, what can I say besides this whole move up here was very bullish, like bullish CVD. And then all of a sudden, tons of shorts open up here. We had real bullish CVD divergences, then shorts open up out the wazoo. We got 17 million shorts opening right here, and we even have more shorts opening now. That is so interesting, man. We could print another drive of bullish CBD here. I would be very aware of the VWAP today. For a potential bounce, we spent a lot of time and distance above VWAP. That's always a place where you'd want to look for a bounce. But yeah, we got a lot of shorts opening up. We got like 20 million shorts. People are trying to short this level, which makes me think, guys, we're going to reclaim 100K for sure. It might take some time, but when you have a lot of shorts opening up and you front run a psychological level like 100K, that makes me bullish. I'll be honest. That just makes me more bullish. Shout out to God Squad Oron. Jason, I want you to sound like Goku when we're talking bullish today. You know what, God Squad Oron? I don't know how Goku sounds. It's been so long since I watched Dragon Ball. It's been so long, man. So I apologize. That was like 3 lifetimes ago for me. But I wish I could do it. I wish I could do it. Shout out to my man, Boyce Crypto. He says, Jason, my man, I appreciate all you do. Smash the likes for the best trader in the game. Can we check Sui? Yeah, we can check Sui. Is it Sui or Sui? I'm definitely not the best trader in the game at all. But we can check it, man. Let's check it. This is CryptoFace's coin, right? This is what CryptoFace been trading. Alright, so Sui's in like a bow flag here. And the daily looks absolutely amazing as this being like a real bottom before another high. I'd have to suspect that we're going for the highs here. Trigger wave of printing on the weekly. Confirmed, I mean. Big time confirmed. 2-week trigger about to print. Shout out to Robert Harold. What happened to the guy that opened the 18 million short? Who knows, man? That's crazy. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, if this thing confirms, I'd say the highs look like they are begging to be taken out here. So, let's see here. Let's take a look at Sui. Looking bullish. Looking bullish. Oh, man. So we're at value area high. That means this level here is our major support resistance flip. Something like that. In my opinion, this will be our support resistance flip place to look for that long. All things considered here. Sui's looking bullish, man. Wow, it's looking bullish. The weekly, the 2-week, the weekly, the daily. It's looking juicy. It's looking pretty dang juice. Yeah, I wonder what happened to the guy who opened that $18 million short. Shout out to Pastor Tanks. I love you, man. Shout out to Milan. Shout out to Eddie. He probably ended himself. Probably not. I mean, the truth is, if you got that much money to put on a Bitcoin trade, you probably are. You're probably not in a bad position, even if you get stopped out or liquidated. Honestly, you know, I know it sounds crazy, but you know, I highly doubt somebody with that kind of money. Well, maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I highly doubt someone with that kind of money is gonna wreck themselves. Shout out to my man Marcos. Can we look at Ina? We want to take a look at the Ina. Yes, we can take a look at Ina. Let's check it out. Alright, well, okay. Here's what I have to say about Ina. First of all, I don't know anything about it, alright? I don't own it. I don't know it. But I would say this. We do have some bull divs here. We do have a bullish div on the daily. It does look nice. Let's give a bullish scenario here, okay? We have made a low, and then we made a higher high, and now we're making a higher low with really bullish looking market cipher. So, we do have a local sign of a reversal. And we also could easily have a squeeze of all this, which means very quickly pump up to, you know, 70 cents if we broke out of this thing. We've got, you know, the introverted head and shoulder pattern. The introvert in high school, never got invited to the parties, no friends, no girlfriend. But meanwhile, in high school, he was working hard at McDonald's, putting it all into Tesla and Apple stock, even though Tesla didn't exist back then. And once those stocks start pumping and he's a billionaire, everyone starts to pay attention to the introverted kid. And all the girls that wouldn't talk to you in high school, now they're talking to you. But you don't want anything to do with them, right? Now, you're in your 30s. No. They're in their 30s. They had their chance with you back in high school. It's too late for them. But this is looking pretty juicy. Shout out to ENA. Now, of course, that's just how it's looking here. Always use good risk management, not financial advice. We've also got this macro triangle on log scale. Right? So, if this thing breaks out, man, we could see some crazy stuff. I'll be honest with you. The fact that Bitcoin is hitting such bullish levels gives me so much hope for all these altcoins. It gives me so much hope for Ethereum. I mean, man, Ethereum. Oh my goodness, guys. I think this, you know, look. ETH, right now, we're in bear market prices. If the bull market's going to continue, and I think it is, man, ETH is the place to be, I mean, in my opinion. I mean, it's just a safe place. You know, let's say we just hit 5,005. We're talking almost 200% gain. All right, we got a super chat from Sean, who says, party. You want to look at party? All right, what the heck, man? This is so funny. Bitcoin gets a one candle, blue, and now all of a sudden I'm getting all these, like, random altcoin requests. When all this other time, when we're below resistance, no one cares about the altcoins. Very interesting. Very interesting. Come on, guys, with these random coins, the more we do analysis on these coins, the more likely Bitcoin is to dump. So chill. Chill! Alright? I don't have much data for this thing. Alright? I really apologize. I don't have a lot of data for it. I don't have much data for it here. I don't really know what to say. I'm really sorry. I don't know what to say about it. We're literally in the middle of the price action here. We've got upside potential of 88%, and we've got downside potential of 40%. If I was going to be looking for a trade on this, it would be from literally right where we're at right now. If someone put a gun to my head and said you had to long party coin, I'd say let me long the golden pocket. All right, we're a little late to the party, pun intended, but this would have to be it. All right. But yeah, there's really not much data here, so I cannot give a high probability idea for that coin, and I do apologize. All right. I do apologize. Cipher Rider. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Cipher Rider in the house. It's a new layer 1. Interesting. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't have a lot of data for it, so I can't really do analysis on it, Sean. So I apologize. How do I feel about Chainlink? I'm bullish on Chainlink, all right? I'm bullish on all the top 10 altcoins that have yet to hit their all-time highs. I'm super bullish, all right? I'm super bullish. They call me Jason Casper, Super Bull Extraordinaire, all right? But, shout out to Andrew Harling. A lot of alts are playing catch-up. Yeah, they're playing catch-up and Mustard. Catch-up and Mustard. Alright, guys, I gotta head out. I got to head out early today. So God bless you all. Make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell. I love each and every one of you. May God bless you in Jesus' name. And Lord willing, I'll see you guys soon. Peace.